Hi, user betrayed mind one sent you a direct message. Error, user permissions missing. Please do not trust Tender. We need you. We need your support. Hello, and welcome back to exploring more about the Tender beta app and what's going on with this sort of viral marketing thing, alternate reality game that Paradox Interactive is playing with us. I got an email a few days ago after I signed up with Tender and I made my video. As you can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm still recovering from my illness, but it sent me to this website called Trust No More, the Tender Cases, and in the email, as you saw in the beginning, it told me not to trust Tender. So let's read a little bit of these articles. Tender has caught on like a wildfire. Press here and social media here. So let's check these links out before we go on. Okay, so the first link takes us to Paradox may be teasing a new Vampire the Masquerade game with the dating app ARG, which is, I think that's like altered reality gaming, something like that. That's what that stands for. So that's obvious. We already knew that. So let's just close out of that one. And this one is in Russian. Guessing though, since it says ARG right here, that it is just the exact same thing as the other article. So we're going to close out of that as well. And Paradox Interactive Happy Valentine's Day Tender beta right here, which is, I linked this in my last video, so you can see the tweet that they sent out with us. So, and I think the video is really cool, and if you haven't watched it, you should totally check it out. But let's continue reading on this article here for trustnomore.com. Hundreds of thousands of people are drinking the Kool-Aid, and this makes me sick. More than 150 people answered my call for help. I am simultaneously excited and troubled that 20% of you have night vision equipment. You are much more prepared than me. I have gathered more information about the exact details of this meeting. Tender plans to organize, they have a spelling error, a controlled test group on the 23rd. These are 4-hour sessions where they will monitor your biometric data while using Tender, and based on the result, their algorithm will assemble you into 2 groups that have to tackle and escape the room. These locations have accumulated hundreds and thousands of group escapes, so I assume they plan to see how the Tender algorithm can match people into perfect groups. Imagine the good this tech could do for the world. I guarantee you Tender has no such benevolent goals. One of my insiders at Tender will be at this event. He has critical intel that he wants to give, and this will be the chance to make the exchange. Next week I will start to send invitations that I plan to intercept. I need to cut it down to 10 trusted volunteers who will not fail this task. As soon as I have intercepted the invitations, I will add you to the guest list. I have added new questions to the survey to help with this process. If you are able to help and want to join the event online or on-site in New York, please fill out this form. My decryption of Project Chimera is slowing down. I may skip to one of the video files and see if we can get a couple of frames. 3FD521E4 is now fully decrypted. As always, I keep you all apprised of my progress. Okay, so obviously this is some sort of conspiracy website that is also created by Paradox Interactive in order to be combative against Tender. Tender obviously seems to be some sort of service, and it was pointed out to me by someone who commented on my last video, which I'll put right here, that Tender it has existed already in the Vampire Masquerade world, in the World of Darkness, and the role-playing books and stuff that already came out. So obviously this is some sort of conspiracy people. I don't know if taking from Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines, if it's like the Society of Leopold, I think they're called, you know, the hunters who are trying to go after the vampires, and obviously Tender has something to do with gathering, I don't know, people of certain blood types for vampires, or they're tricking humans into getting signed up for this service in order to be used by vampires in some way. That's just my theory. I would love to hear your theory in the comments below. But I am going to fill out this form right here. So we're going to click on this and Trust No More New York City. So let's go ahead and hit start here. How do you want to participate during the New York Live event on the 23rd? Online, obviously, since I live in Germany. Do you believe in, choose as many as you like, UFOs, astral projections, telepathy, ESP, clairvoyance, spirit photography, telekinetic movement, full trance mediums, the Loch Ness Monster, the theory of Atlantis, and Janine. Okay, so obviously I'm not on the side of any hunters, and obviously I don't actually believe in any of these things, but I am going to hit all of them because I want them to take me as seriously as any tinfoil hat guy off the street. What level did you reach in Tender? Unfortunately, I only reached level 1 because I couldn't find any other quests to do. Did you enjoy your time on Tender? I did. What emotion did you feel while being on Tender? I cried after closing my computer, obviously. How much time did you spend on the platform? I would say less than an hour because I couldn't find anything else to do, unfortunately. How would you describe the Tender platform? Oh, all right, here we go. I found it as exhilarating. I don't think I spelled that right. As it was erotic. That's my answer. How long can you hold your breath underwater? Not long. I have the lungs of a 2-year-old. But I'm gonna say I'm from Innsmouth because that's a Cthulhu reference, so I'm gonna say that. What is your Tinder username? Philosophical Coder 84, that's me. Why do you think you are the best candidate for this live operation? Because no one rocks a tin foil hat as well as yours truly. What email should be used to reach you? And I'm not gonna blank this out here. Okay, and that was all 11 questions answered. Okay, so I just checked my email again, and obviously I don't have any email from signing up for that service, but the 23rd is tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be a big announcement about what is actually going on between Tender and Trust No More, if there is going to be a game and what type of game and so on and so forth. But I will check in tomorrow with all of my stuff, and if there is, there will be more to this video. Okay, so it is the 23rd, and please excuse if you can hear any banging in the background. They're doing renovations in the apartment below me. TrustNoMore.com has put up a new article, and it says, Tender New York Experiment. Dear friends, with the help of my former co-workers at Tender, I was able to delve deeper inside their infrastructure, and what I have found doesn't look good. This weekend, Tender is planning a control group for their Regent dashboard. You can read more in this memo we managed to dig up. It's written by their CEO, Malcolm Chandler. So if we open that memo, it looks like this. Tender internal memo to Job Preston, CTO, from Malcolm Chandler, CEO, February, redacted, 2019. Subject, Regent Dashboard Control Group, redacted. My patient wears thin. When I ask something of a thrall, I expect it to be done. The feature should have been rolled out weeks ago. Quicken pace, Job. I will allow 1 week of testing in New York. Gather as much data as you can, because I will personally do whatever it takes to see the dashboard activated for our redacted before March. Think on what you've witnessed in your short time serving me. I invite you to contemplate my methods of motivation. We must be ready for redacted on redacted. If you think the New York event was big, redacted users will be invited to a private party, some of them redacted the world. Get it done, Job, or I will empty your head of ever-simpering thought and fill it with so much fear that you beg permission before pissing yourself. M. So I googled Malcolm Chandler and I couldn't find anything related to that name to the Vampire Masquerade series, so we'll just continue on. We managed to secure 8 volunteers who are courageous enough to go on location. I'm managing the details with them, but they won't be alone. More than 847 people have confirmed their support online, and we hope you will join us. Follow the stream on Twitch, click here, and if we click on this, it takes you to a commercial for a Unity Media thing in German for your enjoyment. Okay, so what it actually takes you to is to a live stream of 8 different cameras, and I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be. It's a very interesting marketing thing that they're doing. It's a little esoteric for me personally because I'm not as up to par on the lore of the game and where this could possibly be going. I will monitor it and stuff, and if anything happens between today and tomorrow, I will include it in this video. So several hours later, the stream finally started. Now, it turned out that it was some sort of escape room that these 6 to 8 players from off the streets somewhere in New York had to get through. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get you any real clips from the actual Twitch in terms of the people working in the escape room. For whatever reason, after the stream was over, it was replaced with this overlay of the same type of thing that you'd see over and over again. Project this, Project Chimera this, Tender Beta this. And I don't know if that's for legal reasons or whatever, but it was just sort of replaced with these screens. So I can't really show you what the actors did. A few of the players did a little interview in front of a mirror that was actually a camera, and they were asked the same questions that a user gets asked when they sign up for the Tender beta app. In my opinion, they were most likely actors. In my opinion, they gave their answers to the interview a little quickly and they were a bit too on their toes for people just randomly off the street. One of the fellows' name was Vlad, which of course is an obvious reference to Dracula. Another named Adam, which could be a reference to Lilith's husband, as in Adam and Eve, but first Adam and Lilith. And another was named Mars, and she seemed to be the one who appeared to be most like an actress. She was very withdrawn. She answered all of her questions as if she was, very depressed and very solemn and very gothic and morbid in her everyday life. So in my opinion, they were actors. After a mischievous look from the MC, if you will, who was running the interviews and the escape room, the players were allowed to enter it. Now, at this point, things got a little boring for me. The rooms weren't mic'd, or the people weren't mic'd, and you couldn't really see what they were doing. The cameras were so small and there were so many of them, 8 altogether, that it was really incoherent what was going on in front of you. However, as the players got through each room, codes would flash on the screen, codes that would allow you to continue on in the Tender beta app with more quests for you to do. Eventually, the stream ended when the players finished the escape room, when they got out, and the final code was given, 3 codes altogether. At the very, very end of the stream, after the playback was ended, you saw a very cool image of what appears to be a pier with water splashing up onto the shore. To me, that says it might be Santa Monica, but I would love to know what you think in the comments. As for those codes I mentioned earlier, I'll be doing a whole video about those quests for Masquerade Monday next week. One final thing before I go. In the beginning of this video, I read you a memo from the Truth No More website that was redacted in many places. After the stream was over, Paradox Interactive tweeted out this picture of the unredacted memo with the words, "I guess March 21st is the date to watch." And as you can see in the unredacted parts, which are in bold lettering here, we see things for Hunter, San Francisco, March 21st, 300 Tender users flown from around the world. The biggest announcement in the history of my company. So we'll have to wait until March 21st to find out more really about what's going on with Tender. But until then, like I said, you can check out next week's video where I go through the Tender quests with the codes given from the live stream. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments, leave me a like or a dislike, and of course you can subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you for Masquerade Monday next week. Bye bye!